Hey YouTubers, this is Rant and Robin.
And DigiFoxCat.
I'm responsible for these, for those of you who have figured out what atrocity I have committed with these. They were at a local antique swap meet type store in nearby where we live. I was looking for something. I don't remember if it was an I'm sorry gift or if it was just a here's a gift type thing. But I went in, and because of her love of DuckTales, when I saw these three with my minute knowledge of the colors and the ducks and who they are, which might have given away what we're looking for, I picked these up for about, I believe, $11 a piece, something like that.
Yeah.
We'll tell you more about why that money amount is interesting to note.
Alright, and that should have given you enough time to notice they have the wrong letters for the colors. The trio here should be Huey, the red one, which has an L, so he's Louie. Dewey here has an H, so he's Huey on this one, but he should be the blue one. And then Louie should be the green one, which has a D, meaning this one is Dewey. I know how much.
Oh, okay.
So these are error ones, and they go for about $80 for the set of them online, which means the price that Rant and Robin found them at for is an amazingly good price for them.
Yeah, it means despite the mistake that I made, the collector's value is intriguing. So of course you're not going to go back to a store and complain because you got the wrong colors, because as you've learned, if you've learned anything from watching our videos, errors, whether it be chess symbols or whatever it might be, usually result in more collector value.
Yeah. So this is one of my old DuckTales toys that I found when remodeling my room before I got married, and I found this hidden in behind my bed in the wall. It is Webby on a wagon with wheels. I have no idea what set it's from, who made it, all I remember is I had this one, and I think Dewey, who had like a soapbox car. And I just kind of put it in my collectible chest stuff that I had because I still had one of my old toys. Okay, this is Scrooge McDuck figure from the Upper Decks Disney Treasures collection that they had. This would have been late 90s, early 2000s. I think I might have been getting ready to go into high school when I got this figure. Here, I found it at a Target. He's got his original look. I believe the hands have been glued on over the course of her moving around.
I believe so, yeah. I remember one time where they fell off.
So, a little defect there, but you got some good E6000. You can fix almost anything.
Yeah, and you wouldn't know. It's not like a person's going to play with it roughly. It does melt the plastic.
So on the thing, on his little stand here, it does say Scrooge McDuck, and I believe it has 1947, the year he was created in the comics, by Carl Barks and Don Rosa. They're both credited with creating him alongside everything.
Yeah, which we'll talk a little bit more about later, but they were the first two comic book writers to write pretty much a similar series each.
So on the side it's got the Upper Deck, and you can see more of his profile. He's really snubbing you when you have him straight head on shot of him. He's got that proud snubbery that I feel like he would have. And then here's a view of his top hat and his back. There's a lot of detail on this one. And then here it says Disney Treasure on the side and the base.
Yeah, this is really cool. Okay, so this is one that I got from a set at, I believe, Hot Topic.
I believe so.
It was a Disney afternoon lineup of toys. You could get Darkwing or...
It was all ducks.
It was all ducks. Basically a couple characters from Darkwing Duck and a couple characters from DuckTales. Now it's interesting to note with this one that the back of the package called it Robo-Duck, which is very odd because you'd think that they'd know their material enough to know that it's Gizmo Duck and actually get the name of their character right. But I did check the design and everything, compared it with the picture. Although they messed up the name, the design was done well. It's possible that they mistook the G on his chest for an R and just put some name that sounded right for the R. Who knows? I mean, you have different departments that do different things. Overall, this is a very interesting design. He kind of looks short and stubby the way they did him. He's got that smile on his face. The paint job's done very well. Every detail's in there. You can even see the small screen on his chest, the keys next to his small screen.
Okay, so this is an odd treasure. When my parents were cleaning out basically our indoor patio thing in our backyard, which was my playroom and exercise room, etc., 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 and remodeling my old bedroom for our nieces, their grandkids, they found this. This is from my 3rd birthday. This is the My Disney DuckTales birthday book. I cannot find anything on this online. I've searched the title, I've searched the date, I've searched it with the company on the back. There's no recollection of this on the internet. So this is a treasure. Here. And as you can tell, it probably has seen better days. Here's what the back looks like with a nice red silhouette shot of Scrooge and the boys.
Yeah, we don't want to show you too much because we don't want to give away personal information because it is filled with personalized pages. But
I'm going to just flip and kind of show you. It has really seen better days there. But yeah, it's got pages for birthday cards and best wishes and opening stuff. So it's a really cool book. And there's a list of what it has page-wise. It's on the back. So your table of contents is on the back of the book.
Yeah.
So this is a nice memento to my childhood.
Alright, so here is a very valuable Scrooge McDuck book. As you can tell, this is the book that the Scrooge McDuck from earlier is from, or, well, part of it. We went to a Legacy comic book store. It's one of the largest comic book stores in the area. And we were looking for something, and for a long time we had been looking for the Life and Times of Scrooge McDuck book by Don Rosa. The problem was we didn't realize till we got it home that it was the companion book. Now that wasn't really an issue because it wasn't like they had multiple ones on the shelf, and the companion book has gained value alongside the regular book, which looks very similar to this minus the word companion and a slightly different picture on the front. Both have gained a lot of value since their printing. As you can see by the top, the value of this book when it was originally printed was about $17. Nowadays the book is going anywhere from $100 to $300, and this is a companion book. The regular book has up to about $400 or $500 sometimes.
Yeah, and we got it for about $20.
Yeah, we got it for face value. It's one of those finds that you get into the comic book store and sometimes they forget they even have it.
Yeah.
But
I think he was mostly surprised that they still had one more than that they had it.
Yeah, well, we've been always searching for the Life and Times of Scrooge McDuck.
You can tell it's a comic book, not...
Yeah, it's a very good comic book. It features the stories that are not in the major saga, like in-between stories and stuff, so it really is...
It's got a forward, and it's got some... I'm just going to try and find it. No, it won't come up. It's got some backstories.
Yeah, each story in this has a backstory, assuming that maybe you don't have the regular edition, which we'll talk a little bit about in the next one. in just a second or so.
And
But
it
yeah.
has a making of The Dream of a Lifetime, which was a really interesting read, too.
Yeah, yeah.
And here's what the back looks like. A nice shot of duck coins.
Yep. So, our search for the life and times of Scrooge McDuck has finally ended based on something we have found. Okay, now for those of you who can kind of see this, this was just bought off of eBay earlier this afternoon, and we're really excited about this. This is called Walt Disney's Uncle Scrooge Adventures in Color by Don Rosa. Now, what a lot of people on eBay and various other places do not realize, but I have researched using Wikipedia before I bought it, is this is the individual comic books, oversized comic books, that were put into the Life and Times of Scrooge McDuck. Each one of these books features 3 separate stories in it, and as you know, if you're familiar with the Life and Times of Scrooge McDuck, the large volume features 12 stories. So each of these is the main stories in it. I'm not sure that the person selling us was looking for value, because the same item on eBay was also going for $100 or $200. Our goal had always been to find this series for less than $100. We think $55 plus tax is a pretty good find for these, especially being that 2 have never been opened and the other 2 are said to be in excellent condition, having never been read. So we're looking forward to this because both of us have always wanted to see the origin of Scrooge McDuck and have never been able to see it.
And this also saves us from stealing our best friend's copy.
Yes, Nodroid, you can breathe a sigh of relief because we won't steal yours now.
For now.
For now, but we may still want to see it in completeness. And this doesn't mean we aren't looking for the trade paperback version. It would still be cool to have, but at least now we have the stories, and depending on how good condition these are, we're hoping that they have a good rereadability, because when some comic books you feel like you shouldn't reread them too much.
Yep.
Alright, so here is a bonus to our video. We know the video is titled DuckTales and will feature DuckTales retro toys. But looking through my old collection of toys, I found something from Saturday afternoon, my Disney Saturday afternoon collection.
Disney afternoon.
Disney afternoon collection. It was Saturday at one point. That was
Not cartoon Disney.
Oh, true. Which was given to me by my parents. We actually found at Stater Brothers back when they used to carry more books and comic books in their stationery aisle. It was a Learn to Draw book. Now, I'll probably show in upcoming videos some of the other books I got at the same time, but this one's especially interesting because it's how to draw. Now, you'll have to bear with me because the condition's pretty rough. I love to draw.
I love the cover here because it shows each one of the characters drawing.
But note that the book only features how to draw Chip and Dale.
Rescue Rangers.
It does not feature how to draw Gadget and Monty or the Fly. Why am I forgetting his name?
Zipper.
Zipper, yep. But it's basic stuff. You can kind of see that I drew on it a little bit as a kid. But still, this book is really cool. I don't know that I'd ever draw on it anymore, but it did give me some basics on how to kind of draw that Disney face because... but yeah, it's different views, then it gives the full body views of them. Now, it'll be interesting to note, for those of you who know Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers, Dale's design is based off of Tom Selleck's Magnum P.I., which was they drew him after that character, that's the red shirt with the Hawaiian print, and Chip was designed after Indiana Jones. So it's interesting to note that they went from Tom Selleck's Magnum P.I. to Harrison Ford's Indiana Jones, all in one show. Yay, Disney. But yeah, it's just different than expressions and different things like that, drawing of hands, just all the good stuff that an artist would need to know. And then, of course, just some funny comics illustrating how to be careful with other media when using it. I'm not sure how much something like this would go for because I've never looked it up anymore. But my copy's pretty beat up. I would say that it wouldn't get much value, being that it's pretty beat up on the spines, and at the bottom it's showing its wear, but still interesting. And there's the back of it.